Hello and welcome to YNWA Transfer News, your ultimate source for all Liverpool FC transfer news. Our first news is this. Liverpool news, Champions League cash boost. Diego Simeone's response and Jamie Carragher's two-word reply. Liverpool once again left it late to snatch all 3 points. With a precise header from Virgil van Dijk securing victory against Atletico Madrid in their first Champions League tie of the season on Wednesday evening. Arne Slot's team seemed to be sailing smoothly thanks to early goals from Andy Robertson and Mohamed Salah. However, true to Liverpool's recent flair for drama, the Premier League champions let their lead slip as Marcos Llorente scored twice to bring Diego Simeone's side back into contention. For the 5th consecutive match, the Reds were saved by a last-minute winner. Fans will now be asking if Slot's side can keep doing this, and it appears they can. And this time, their thrilling victory came courtesy of their inspirational captain. With Atletico manager Diego Simeone at the center of a contentious confrontation with a fan during the Champions League encounter, and a substantial financial windfall on the horizon for the Reds, we take a look at the latest news from Anfield. Champions League cash boost. The revamped Champions League format is now in its second year, and has brought a significant increase in prize money for the participating clubs. The total prize fund has risen by a third this season. The overall prize pot now stands at $2.06 billion, up from $1.74 billion under the previous format. Such is the financial reward. Every qualifying club receives $15.7 million, regardless of their performance in the league phase. At the present stage, every victory earns a club 1.8 meters, and a draw will bag teams $590,000. Liverpool pocketed 1.8 meters for their triumph on Wednesday, whilst 8 victories in the group stage will see them collect a cool 14.4 each. Team who finished in the top 8 of the league phase will also receive $1.7 million from UEFA. This provides Slot's squad with significant incentive to match last season's performance where they claimed the league phase. Simeone hits back. Simeone has addressed his confrontation with a section of Liverpool supporters following Van Dijk's stoppage time winner. The unsavory incident saw the Argentinian shown a red card by the referee. Subsequently, Simeone explained to the media why he reacted angrily towards fans. They always talk about taking care of each other. But they insult you throughout the entire match, and you can't say anything because you're the manager, he said. My reaction was unjustifiable, but do you know what it's like to be insulted for 90 minutes? To turn around after the opponent scores and still be insulted? It's not that easy, the referee told me. He understood me. I hope Liverpool can improve that aspect, and that when they identify the person who did that, there will be consequences. There were insults throughout the match, including gestures. It's clear that I'm the one who has to stay calm. I have to put up with the insults, the gestures, and any situation. Because I'm in a position where I have to put up with it. UEFA is poised to launch an investigation following an incident where an Atletico Madrid staff member was allegedly filmed spitting towards Liverpool fans. Jamie Carragher's two-word response. Liverpool legend. Carragher summed up Liverpool's last-minute victory on Wednesday night in just 2 words. In all 5 matches this season, Liverpool have netted their winning goal in the 83rd minute or later. These last-gasp victories have led rival fans to label Liverpool as fortunate. However, the ex-Reds defender embraced Liverpool's 11th-hour luck with a cheeky social media post, posting Devil's Club, accompanied by 5 laughing emojis. While some Liverpool fans, and Carragher might be relishing the late drama, goalscorer Robertson isn't as keen. I think we need to maybe get back to winning a bit simpler and a bit easier, he admitted to TNT Sports post-match. Slot agreed, adding, I think that's what we showed again today, that we can beat them also by mentality. But I think we should have made it easier for ourselves. Liverpool have already emphatically answered one question, but Arne Slot now faces new issue. A throbbing sense of déjà vu could be felt around Anfield on Wednesday evening, and not just because of the latest Liverpool late show or another brace from Atletico Madrid man Marcos Llorente. Not for the first time, The Reds opened their Champions League program with a blockbusting home clash against a European heavyweight in which they allowed a 2-goal lead to slip through their grasp before snatching a winner in the second minute of additional time. The previous occasion this happened was back in 2018, when Paris Saint-Germain, the current holders of the competition, were vanquished to set Liverpool on their way down a road that ended with a sixth European Cup being lifted in, of course, Atletico's home stadium, the Metropolitano. Arne Slot certainly won't mind if history repeats itself to such an extent in Budapest next May. More pressing, though, are the immediate concerns with a new-look team that is continuing to become acquainted with one another. That Liverpool are already 3 points clear at the Premier League summit and have taken 4 more points than their respective fixtures last year suggests alarm bells shouldn't be ringing too loudly. But there is obvious scope for improvement, not least in terms of collective defending, with the Reds having shipped 2 goals in 4 of their 6 games this season. 3 of those have come when Liverpool have surrendered a 2-0 advantage, although that they ultimately won each time underlines there is no issue with either their mentality or desire to win. That is 1 box already ticked for Slot, with the Reds having had to scrap for so many of their Premier League victories last season. Only 5 of their 25 victories were by more than 2 goals and 8 were secured by the narrowest 1-goal margin. The Dutchman has long acknowledged there were few easy tasks on the way to the title. The drop-off after the championship was secured, with Liverpool taking only 2 points from their final 4 games, illustrated what can happen when their intensity dips even by the slightest amount. And, speaking in May, the ability of his squad, or at least those who remained after a summer of change, to go again was an unknown for the Reds boss. What? I don't know yet. And that's going to be the interesting one, is if we have this elite mentality, this serial winner mentality, of showing up season after season after season, said Slot. Many teams have won the Premier League once, but not many have won multiple seasons in a row, and that's for a reason. First of all, because it's so difficult. Second of all, that not every player has this elite mentality. With Virgil van Dijk, Mohamed Salah, and Dominic Szoboszlai having popped up with dramatic winners already this campaign, such a mindset would appear present and correct. Now Slot will begin to discover if his new-look squad are steeled for the twin demands of challenging. In both the Champions League and Premier League, the Reds proved in the affirmative for the majority of last season when the head coach first posed the question, winning 7 of their 10 games immediately after a Champions League encounter. Given that schedule included trips to Arsenal and Bournemouth and home games against Aston Villa and Manchester City, they weren't the easiest tasks, nor is it any less difficult this campaign. Starting with Saturday's Merseyside derby at home to Everton, with trips to Chelsea, Manchester City and West Ham to follow before Christmas, along with a home game against Brighton. The recent return to fitness of Jeremy Frimpong and Connor Bradley, along with the improving form of Florian Wirtz and the introduction of Alexander Isak, has given Slot greater freedom for rotation without compromising quality, which had been a clear worry last season, and that Liverpool don't yet know their best starting lineup should be seen as a positive. If consistency was the bedrock of the Reds' Premier League title triumph last term, this time around unpredictability of selection could prove beneficial. Liverpool told, Arsenal has surprising advantage in Premier League title race. So many. There is little to separate Liverpool and Arsenal in the Premier League title race this season. Former Gunners striker Alan Smith says, but he has claimed that Mikel Arteta has a stronger collection of attackers. Under Arteta, Arsenal has become known for its defensive strength, often fielding a physical and aerially dominant defense, building a title challenge on clean sheets. Liverpool, meanwhile, has spent big on reshaping its forward ranks, bringing in the likes of Alexander Isak and Florian Wirtz. However, Smith believes that Arteta might have the edge over Arne Slot in the final third, even if some of the outcome in the Premier League and Champions League will come down to fortune. Luck sometimes plays a part, as Liverpool might be able to tell you with all their late goals, Smith told Liverpool.com on behalf of best betting sites. Injuries are also something that can come down to luck. Arsenal didn't do well with injuries last year. Liverpool did, There might have been some method behind it for Liverpool. I don't know in terms of how they trained, but you want to keep your best players fit. For Arsenal, they've got more cover now, so it's not as vital that the likes of Bukayo Saka and William Saliba stay fit. But I think it will be tight and small margins, really. Liverpool and Arsenal have both won all of the games not against one another so far this season. The Reds, though, came out on top in the battle between the pair at Anfield thanks to Dominic Szoboszlai. Liverpool have got real A-list quality in terms of Isak and Mohamed Salah, haven't they? But they've got fewer bodies with just Hugo Ekitike and Cody Gakpo, Smith said. Arsenal have got a whole phalanx of them. Ebereki Eze, Gabriel Martinelli, Noni Madueke, Victor Gyökeres, Bukayo Saka, Kai Havertz, Leandro Trossard. They've got so many to choose from. So, from that point of view, you would say Arsenal have the edge. In a long season with a lot of games, they can rotate more. Liverpool is currently first in the Premier League table as the only team with a 100% record so far. It plays Everton next at Anfield in Saturday's early kickoff. Arsenal is 3 points behind in second place. It is set to host Manchester City at the Emirates Stadium on Sunday, with Pep Guardiola's men the other likely title contender. He's not afraid. Former Liverpool player hails aerodynamic Reds man amid impressive Premier League form. Liverpool picked up all 3 points away at Burnley in their last Premier League outing. Liverpool have made a solid start to the new Premier League season. The Reds have won all 4 of their fixtures so far. Arne Slot's side won the title in the last campaign and are aiming to do the same again this time around. The Merseyside outfit won 1-0 away at Burnley last time out in the league before their Champions League triumph over Atletico Madrid. Mohamed Salah scored a last-gasp penalty for them at Turf Moor as they secured another useful 3 points. They are back in action this weekend against rivals Everton as they look to keep their momentum going. Former Liverpool player David James on Arne Slot, former Liverpool goalkeeper. David James has heaped praise on Slot after Liverpool's impressive start to this term. The Reds are finding ways to win games, which is a key sign for champions. They keep digging deep right until the end. James has delivered his verdict on Slot and has told Liverpool World, "The one thing with Slot, he knows when to do it. He's an aerodynamic manager. He's not afraid to do what he feels he needs to do at any given moment in the game, whether it's selection at the beginning or substitutions, and as we saw with the Milos Kerkez. There's a lot of factors where you go, yeah, it makes easy sense, but I can't think of any other manager that would have brought his player off in the first half. And yes, it required a penalty in the last minute. But ultimately, Liverpool absolutely bossed that game, and part of that reasoning was making a substitution in the first half, clearly identifying that they weren't going to get anywhere near the result possibly if he didn't. He added, "When you've got that kind of manager and he's been doing all the way through last season, he's learning, as I say, a work in progress with highly, highly talented players. I'm trying to see, of course, Arsenal are always in the mix, but I can't see any other kind of changes in management or enough changes in personnel to really threaten Liverpool at the moment. The wonderful thing about football is that we still have 34 games, but I think from last season, 90 points gives you a chance of winning the title. 30 wins and you can lose to anyone else. You can lose 8 games to all your rivals, top rivals, and still give yourself a chance to win the league. Well, Liverpool are 4 games in and 4 wins, so only 26 more. And then by my calculations, that should be enough. Yeah, certainly on their way. Liverpool's summer transfer window. Liverpool were very busy on the transfer front over the summer. They delved into the market to bring in the likes of Milos Kerkez, Florian Wirtz, Jeremy Frimpong, Hugo Ekitike, and Alexander Isak. The Reds snapped up the latter from league rivals. Newcastle United to bolster their attacking department. Slot's men haven't stood still after winning the trophy last season and significantly freshened up their ranks again. They face competition from the likes of Arsenal, Manchester City, and Chelsea for top spot, but will be confident that they can retain their crowd. They will also be hopeful of progressing in Europe as well. Liverpool are carrying momentum at the moment and will want to keep their form going against Everton. Their upcoming opponents are sat in 6th position in the division. David Moyes' men have won 2 of their first 4 outings so far. Thank you for watching. Like and comment. subscribe.